everybody. This is Kevin Davidson, your host for Kevin's Korner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective, and this is episode 108.
Wait a second. Wait. 8 episodes ago was episode 100, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, did you have a blowout?
What does that mean?
I wasn't invited to episode number 100.
Oh, no, I didn't have a blowout. I didn't have a party or nothing.
So I want to be like counted in on number 200 or number 250.
I'll count you into 110.
Oh, I'm getting 3 weeks and 2 out of 3 weeks? Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it.
No, we'll do that. Yeah. So, episode 108, we're climbing up in episodes. And I always start off the podcast by saying that if you are a real estate agent in the area or a vendor like Mr. Edwards here, and you want to be on the podcast, you watch it, you're subscribed to it, give me a call, 832-654-0527, or email me at kevin.davidson@stewart.com, and we'll get you on the calendar. And I can never forget the reason why I have the ability to do this podcast, which is Jennifer Smitis, the area president, Mike Snyder, the sales manager, Caitlin Cornick, Devin E. Devin, Van Wynn, escrow officers here in the Sugarland office, and Gracie Lagos and Melissa Cruz, who are the escrow officers in the Richmond office, along with everybody else that works for us. So thank you, guys. If it wasn't for you, I couldn't do the podcast. So let's get started. This is episode number 108. I'm only going to have one guest today because it's an exciting one. He's got a lot of good stuff to talk about. If you know me, then you probably know who this is. If you don't know who this is, you should. This is Lance Edwards.
We like to hang out.
Yeah, this is Lance Edwards from Triple C Solar Roofing.
Right, Triple C Power Roofing, but yeah,
Power
the Triple C Solar Division. Yeah.
And so introduce yourself.
All
Tell
right,
everybody who you
I'm H-Town. I'm Catholic Christian. I'm born and raised in Houston, 4th generation Houstonian. Married to Janet, so I'm her property.
Which was recent. He hasn't been married very long.
Yes, I still talk about it as I'm excited about it still.
Yeah.
Everybody says that'll wear off. So I'm
2 years from now.
I'm trying to keep the new car smell going.
Who's my I don't know how to wife.
Yeah,
so.
right. Who's she? Who she be? And then we have Cadence. So Cadence is her daughter, and now my daughter too. So she's awesome. Getting into some volleyball.
Really?
This girl loves volleyball, and I love getting out there and just trying to serve screamers at her. And I think it's making her better because she is going to be like the ultimate libero.
She fast?
She's going to be. She's 10 years old. That speed's going to come. She's going to have to train hard.
Well, don't beam her in the head or anything. Come on, Dad.
No, I hit it low, and she goes down, and she gets it. She is like, if you know anything about volleyball, she's the ultimate digger.
Okay.
She is going to get down, and she's going to get those points back for her team.
There you go.
And she doesn't like losing, which is what I love. Her mom's kind of nonchalant on the whole sports thing.
Here's a participation trophy.
Right. Oh, yay, sports. She's like, I cannot believe we lost. Or I can't believe we lost that game of Scrabble or Uno. So I'm like, no matter what, she's going to be like, I can't drop a set.
Very competitive.
I love it. Love the spirit.
Very nice. Well, congratulations on the wedding.
Appreciate that.
And the new family and all that stuff.
And I guess what I do for my job is we're in roofing and solar consulting as well. So we've sold many solar projects over the years, residential solar. Some commercial jobs as well. And now we're getting into an off-grid solar product. We put solar on the fence, y'all, so it's pretty cool.
He does. Most people, when you say solar, they associate that with the roof.
Right.
He has a product now that does not need to go on the roof.
Right.
And you basically get the same benefit of the roof solar.
Some say even more benefits. So
Really?
It's a 100% off-grid system. So
tell everybody about it.
What people don't know is when you get a solar system, it's grid tied. And so in the state of Texas, you have to get the permits and the one lines approved with the engineering, and you have to get what's called an interconnectivity agreement. In Houston, that would be with either CenterPoint. If you live in the Woodlands in Conroe, it would be like Entergy. If you live down south, it would be Texas New Mexico Power, right? So you have to get the approval to run your system on their grid, which is tied to their grid, so that if you're, let's say, on vacation for a week and it's sunny for 5 straight days and you're not using any AC in your house, well, somebody's got to take all that extra energy being produced on your roof. So it gets sent back to the grid and you get credits for it. But what they pay out on those credits, some people pay a full dollar for dollar. If you're on a market and you get the shop for it, you might get it. If you're on a regulated utility like they are in the Woodlands in Conroe, they might give you 25 cents on the dollar.
That's rough.
Yeah. So what we have come up with through Kraftstrom and Michael Schur, who is a Houstonian, he's from Austria. He brought Balcony Solar, which was a European company, into Houston, into the market here. And we're putting it on the fence, and it just literally back feeds into your patio outlet. A meter gets planted inside of your electrical panel in your garage or kitchen closet or pantry or wherever.
Mhm.
And that meter basically says, do not feed back to the grid. We just want to use this energy in real time. So that energy loops into your house. And if you're using that energy in real time, low end, less is more, is what we preach, then you're not drawing from the grid, which means your electric bill will be lower because the numbers coming in on consumption will also be lower.
Right.
So it's a really, really neat product. It's not going to eliminate your electric bills 100% right off the top. You could manipulate it and add sub panels and put 80 to 100 panels in your fence if you wanted to. But we teach people, let's stick with that 20 to 40 panel range, make it look nice and clean on your fence, and let's see how that works. And then if you like it and you do want more, we can always go back and install more. But I think people in Houston are just going to drop in their bills 50% in the summertime, right?
Yeah, well, because
and
that's
it's crucial,
energy, yeah.
right? And it's half the cost. So if I was elevator pitching you here in beautiful Sugar Land, Texas, USA, I'd be like, Kevin, I got a product that's solar for your fence. It's 100% off grid. It's portable. It's half the price, so it's affordable than rooftop solar. And it's holeless, it's roofless, it's leanless, and it's loanless. And when you
Wow.
move, you literally can take it with you.
Just unhook it and take it with
Just
you.
unhook it and take it with you. So the key word in there, and for the people in your agencies, right, is leanless.
No, but you own it.
You own it. We do not even offer these UCC loans, which are huge headaches at closing for a lot of real estate agents.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it goes. You got to lift those liens and get those
In order to get the house to go through.
that house to go through,
Yeah.
right? So this is something. It's just way different. It's beyond. We're not out here selling $60,000 solar systems and taking your grandma's soul for 25 years on a 84.
So what does, and let's say a 2,500 square foot house, how many of those panels for the fence does someone need?
So we're honestly not even worried about the house. We're worried about what we're going to give you, and we're going to give you a schedule for what was going to produce. So we're trying to sell it 10 or 20 panels at a time. For every 10 panels that you want, it's going to produce over 3,500 kilowatt hours a year on your house.
Okay,
So that's kind of like the warranty and the guarantee.
3,500, that's
Yeah.
about
So a
300, 300.
2,500 square foot home probably uses 16,000 kilowatt hours in Houston
A year or a month?
a year.
A year. Well, equate that to a month.
Well, 16,000 divided by 12, probably about 1,800.
Yeah, I
Does
was
that
gonna
sound
say,
about right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So 1,800 square, yeah.
Anywhere between 1,500 and 2,500.
So what if a person-
Obviously, it's higher in the summer. Your usage is higher in the
So
summer.
what if a person like me, like we were talking about earlier,
Yeah.
I barely use 1,000 kilowatt hours even right now
in the hot
per month.
in the heat?
So would that virtually eliminate my electric bill?
You're looking at producing with 20 solar panels about 700 kilowatt hours a month. So yeah, you're basically going to have for you, you said your bill's under $100 a month. You probably, drop it down to 30 or so. And the cool thing is when your electricity is going through a panel and your electricity is being produced by the sun and fed into your house, regardless if you have rooftop or you've had rooftop for 5 years or you wanted to test out this fence product system, this off-grid system, you don't get delivery charges. You don't get variable added costs over time, right?
Mm-hmm.
For instance, right now, everybody in the city of Houston, everybody, congratulations, got a hike in their electric bill. Because for every 1,000 kilowatt hours, you're now paying $13 more on your electric bill. CenterPoint approved a 1.3 cent per kilowatt hour TDU increase in effect for everybody's bill this September. And that usually happens every year. 5 years ago, these costs were maybe 1.3 cents. Now they're getting up to 5.5, 6 cents.
Mm-hmm.
And one day it'll be 7, and one day it'll be 8, and one day it'll be 15.
It's never going to end.
Right. As long as they keep going to Austin to the Public Utility Commission and saying, look, we have to do some infrastructure upgrades, or we got hit by that hurricane and we had to, spend all this money that we didn't have in-house, unexpected spending. We need it to be compensated through a tax, an increase, a delivery charge.
Why can't they just make more money and do it the way everybody else does?
Right?
Yeah.
Well, they did. That's how they make money. I mean, you are the consumer. You are consuming their energy, and that's how they're making money off of you. So, again, take that 3,000 square foot, or excuse me, that 3,000 kilowatt hour house. If you use 3,000 kilowatt hours, your bill just went up $40, $39,
Yeah.
right? So next September, it's going to go up again. So in a 2-year time period, your electric bill goes up $60. It's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. $60 a month. Yeah.
Especially in the hot months. I mean, obviously, we all use a lot less energy. I mean, in Houston the other day when it was 70 degrees outside, we were all like, "Oh, open the windows," right? And then today it's 98 again.
Mm-hmm. That's over $700 a year.
Right, and so that's just the benefit, not having to pick up those delivery fees. Now, right now, with the rooftop solar, this is the scam of solar. I'm just telling you right now, of all the installs I have in the city of Houston, if you've seen me, if I've sold you, and you haven't seen me in a couple of years, you can call me out. I have scammed, and everybody has been scammed. If you see rooftop solar on a house, and it doesn't have like 5 Tesla Powerwalls or in-phase in-charge batteries attached to it, they are feeding all their extra energy back to the grid. And the whole point of solar was, well, you'll bank your credits during the day while you're at work, and it'll send free energy to the grid. And at night, when you're asleep and the sun goes down, you're just using your free credits. But what they didn't specify, right, was when you get those free credits back and delivered to you at night,
they charge you another
you're still
delivery
charging
fee.
you the delivery fee.
Yeah.
So at my house, I have 40 solar panels on my roof, okay? And so last year, 2024, really the last 2 years, I have made $1,500 in credits on my electric bill.
Mm-hmm.
I have sold $1,500 back to CenterPoint the last 2 years on my electric bill. But they have taxed me $545 on average each year. So if I have a 25-year warranted solar product on my roof, and I know that for the next 25 years I'm going to be feeding back to the grid and taking my credits at night and getting charged delivery fees at $545 a year, I'm losing $14,000 on my investment.
Mm-hmm.
Just do the math.
Yep.
I spent $48K, and I was expecting to save whatever the value between the cost to do nothing is how they build it, the solar salespeople. If you just pay your electric bill every month for the next 25 years, you pay this. But if you get solar with a tax credit, you pay this. And it's always way lower than this. This was CenterPoint, or this was any utility. Sorry, CenterPoint, not trying to call you out for that too. But any utility, you're going to pay this, and this is the cost of solar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, plus interest, plus the delivery fees. And now I'm like right at the same. It's like, what's the point?
Right.
So now with this new product, just at least wipe those delivery fees out, and we're charging less than a regular solar rooftop. So you actually will get a true cost savings.
What does it cost for a panel or for a however you guys charge?
The rates they're based off of PPWs for the rooftop, and I mean, I'm telling you, I've seen people in Houston get charged reasonable price like $2.80 with a good in-phase microinverter system, price per watt, all the way up to like $5.15, even $6 financed, right? Which is ridiculous. So our costs, our most expensive system right now in the city of Houston would be 4 kilowatts for $15K. So 4 kilowatts is 4,000 watts. It's 20 panels on your fence. You will not have to sub-panel. It'll feed into your phase 1 and phase 2 on 2 20-amp breakers. My electricians, where you at? Thumbs up to that. And it'll run smoothly and produce about 7,000 to 7,600 kilowatt hours a year, which is probably about half of what the normal Houstonian uses. So reduce your bill 50% and pay $15,000 for it. I'm pretty sure over time you're going to spend a lot more than $15,000 on half your electric bill for the next 25 years.
Right.
Typical Houstonian probably pays about $225, $250 a month.
And is the 20 panels, no matter what size house you have, is that the minimum package?
No, you can get 4 panels if you want. You can get 2, right? We have these portable batteries. They're about the size of fire extinguishers. They're towers. They all integrate with each other. They're 2 kilowatt hours each. So if you get 4 of them, you have 4 towers in one system, and we're selling it almost for about $1,000 per kilowatt hour. So like, if I'm going to sell you an 8 kilowatt backup battery installed, which is not much to the installation, it's probably going to cost you about $8,000 to $10,000 max. But if you're going to buy a 10 kilowatt hour in-phase in-charge battery, these companies are out there charging 15 to 20 grand. And it's not portable. It's a 400-pound box that sits outside your garage.
But what's the battery for? I'm confused.
Yeah, so the battery will bank if you do have additional credits, if you need to bank some energy, you can bank it. And then when the power does go out, you still have something to help run your home, right?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's a backup unit.
It's a backup unit. Okay.
And so the coolest thing is you can unscrew 2 panels off of your fence, pick up one of the battery towers, put it in the back of your car, go down to the beach, and run a fan while you're sitting on the beach, or run a margarita machine. Anything with a motor is going to really drain that battery fast, but you get it. You get the point.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's just a more innovative source for solar. The product is called Craftstrom, so CRAFTSTROM, craftstrom.com. If people just want to go check it out, you can even order it without going through me. You'll get more benefits if you go through a dealer in the Houston area. I'll give shout outs to Justin Beam with Beam Roofing, and then there's actually a company we helped create, Texas Solar Fence, Steve Wynn out of Pearland. They're doing installs. We've been trying to work with Angel Man Roofing as well, and of course we're Triple C. If you get it through a dealer, you're going to get more benefits, right? But you can DIY this and have this drop shipped to your house right now through e-commerce. So craftstrom.com, you can go buy, just like you can go on Amazon and buy these panels, like 800 watts worth of panels.
Mm-hmm.
We just have the technology and the patent and the approval by the NEC for our product to work 5 times as better as what you can buy on Amazon.com right now.
Right.
So it's pretty cool. You can test it out for yourself. You can try it. You can order it and call me. You can call me, then order it. You can call me and say, I don't want 8 for this price. I want 16 for this price. And I'll see if I can make it work. Mm-hmm. I'm lenient. We're just trying to get the message out there. This is the way of the future, especially with like tax credits dying on December 31st this year.
Mm-hmm. And what are some of the misconceptions with solar that you'd like to share and debunk?
I will tell you straight up, the residential solar tax credit benefits are not the reason why our country is in such a horrible deficit, right? Monetarily. The larger scale, the industrial, the solar farms, solar is a $56 billion industry in the state of Texas. But 95% of that comes from all the West Texas lands that now have solar panels on
right.
it. Or the farm down in West Columbia or Needville, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like people turning farmland and really their mineral rights underneath oil land into solar land, right? Wind, solar, all the alternative energies. So like on the industrial and on the commercial side, there's a lot of wasted money on solar tax credits.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the, 40,000 homes in the Houston area in the last couple of years with solar installations getting a $5,000 tax credit is breaking the bank at the IRS, which is hurting our country.
No.
So it's a shame that the residential credit is going away on December 31st.
Residential credit for solar.
For solar, right? For green, for all alternatives, to be honest with you. But at the same time, in some instances, the credit actually never touched the hands of the people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me put it this way. When those guys come door knocking on grandma's house and they show her the price and it's less than her bill, they're like, oh, grandma, you're paying $325. I can lock you in at $190. And she doesn't know she's still going to have 2 electric bills, right? And she also doesn't know that it's $190, but if she doesn't get the tax credit and apply it to that loan within 18 months, it's going to re-amortize, and that $190 is going to go up 30%, right? Grandma doesn't have much income. Grandma's probably living on Social Security, right? She's not getting whatever $15,000 to $20,000 from the IRS
right.
in a tax credit. And so they lie to you. People have lied for the last 5 years about the reamortization process. The number one line every sales team teaches their solar reps is when you're in the home and they ask you, well, how do I get the tax credit? You tell them, I'm not a CPA. You might want to call your CPA for that, right? Where I always took the opposite approach, and it's probably why I don't work for a mainstream solar company. I was like, well, let's figure this out. Do you have a salary or are you commission? Let's figure out how you make your money. And do you pay quarterly or do you just pay at the end of the year? Because if you owe money at the end of the year, but you signed up for a solar loan and you owe them that glorified down payment, that's called the solar tax credit, 30%. Well, you're never going to see that cash. And even though you're going to pay less to the IRS because you're going to get a credit on that account, right? You're still going to owe that money to the account for the loan, which comes into the real estate market. Right. Guess what happens if you have a loan? There's people that bought solar in 2022. Let's say somebody bought a $50,000 solar system in 2022 and have a loan with Mosaic. We're going to talk about Mosaic, a UCC lender. It took them 30 minutes to get approved. They loved it. They signed it. Now they got to move. Exxon transferred them to Baton Rouge. They got to leave Houston, right? Well, when you didn't put that credit down, that 30%, Mosaic and the lender all know that that tax credit was never filed. So before you can even try to transfer that loan or release that loan, you got to pay $15,000 to them. You still owe them. Right. It was a down payment. It was a glorified down payment that you never paid. And also your $50,000 system probably got amortized to a higher number as well.
Right.
So that's step one. You can't even release that loan until you pay that tax credit down, whether you got the money cash payment dropped from the IRS into your bank account or not. So part two to that is, guess what? In 2025, right here, June, 3 months ago, Mosaic went bankrupt. So everybody in Houston with a Mosaic loan, right now you cannot transfer your loan. So if you're trying to sell your house and you have a Mosaic loan, start saving up, find an alternative method before you get into the mortgage for the next house you're going to move into. Because you got to start moving money because you're going to have to pay off your loan unless you get a very generous cash buyer that wants to pay for your house and your solar panels. So right now, because they're filed Chapter 11, you cannot lift the lien and put it back on at closing. It's crazy. People don't know that. Mosaic was one of the biggest solar lenders in the game. But that's what I teach now in my solar CE through Trek.
So let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
What class is that? What's it called? Tell us about it.
It's called the Agent's Guide to Buying Homes with Solar, right? So, we teach you 4 or 5 things that you walk out with that'll make you just smarter than the other real estate agent walking around on the street, right? A lot of agents in the last 3 or 4 years that I've been in the industry have basically, I'm not going to say nosed up. They always shake their head and they're interested, but I don't think they retain what we tell them. And they don't want to take homes and listings with solar because they know that there's headaches at closing, right? And the headaches are never a real estate agent's fault, ever, ever, ever. It falls on negligence from the seller, right? You don't know how many people call me about repairing their solar that don't even know the name of the company, the sales rep. They don't have the paperwork and the contracts. They don't even know the name on the inside of their inverter box on the side of their house. And I have to dig all that out. So I understand the pain that like a listing agent would have to go through to sell a house like that. So I prep them. I say, well, here's the names you're going to make yourself common with. And if you're an agent and somebody says, I'm trying to sell my house with solar, and you ask the question, well, what do you know about your solar? Nothing. But you can retaliate with, well, do you know if it's a Tesla, an Enphase, a Solar Edge? They may have heard one of those names in the past. And they might say, oh, yeah, I have an Enphase system. And so now you're an agent. So now you got to go to your list from notes from my class and be like, oh, Enphase, good. That's a good system. Right? Solar Edge, Tesla, just how it is, right?
Is Tesla the same car company? Is it the same company?
Yeah, they have a solar division as well.
Yeah,
they try to do some solar roofing products like solar shingles. I believe they had a goal to install about 300,000 nationwide in 2023, and they only sold 30,000 systems. So they missed their mark by 90%. But it was simply because the solar shingles on your roof just weren't as powerful as the solar panels on your roof. Right. So it kind of fell through the hayway. Now, Tesla Powerwalls, they are great backup sources. But Tesla, just like Solar Edge, both runs on an inverter system rather than a microinverter system. If you want to know more, hit me up, 832-520-1029.
Yeah.
We could be here all day talking about different
I
microinverter
was,
and inverter systems. But,
yeah.
last summer, the last 2 summers, we had all that extreme heat.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember summer of 2023, man, it was so hot in June and July.
Yeah, it never rained, and it was 100
Never
degrees.
rained, and like all these inverter boxes with Solar Edge systems were installed right here in Sugarland, around the corner. People were putting these inverter boxes on the wall of the northwest corner of the house. Well, where does the sun set every afternoon in Houston? Northwest, right? If you're looking due west and you have a solar box in the northwest corner, the sun's going down, so it's 110 degrees, the hottest part of the day with the heat index, and the sun is hitting that box directly. And it's pulling power from 40 panels off a roof and combining it and transferring it from DC to AC power.
Mm-hmm.
No, they don't blow up, but they break down.
Of course
they bust.
They overwork.
Yeah, so we get these calls. I have 40 solar panels and my electric bill's $400. I was like, all right, where's your inverter box? Oh, over here. Oh, yeah, northwest corner. Yeah, it blew up.
It's not running.
It's not running. So there are brands that are better than others. So we teach not so much to push it salesy, but we're going to teach what brands to look out for, how to size panels to a home. I'm not going to tell you now. You got to sign up for the class through Kevin, right?
There you go.
But just quick little tidbits. How many panels per 1,000 square feet, right? Make a good solar system. Is there any value in solar in a resale? Zero.
Mm-hmm.
Appraisers don't acknowledge it. It's worse than the pool, right? And then, if you have solar battery backup, you might get a little bit of appraisal credit, like a generator, right? So we just teach, common themes. What does a off-grid mean? What is a partial solar offset versus a full solar offset? Just things that are going to help you sound smarter when you're representing the seller, or if you're representing the buyer. You got to know what to look out for.
Mm-hmm.
Buyer moves in from California and goes, oh, I like that house. It has 20 solar panels on it. It's like a 6,000 square foot house. If I'm the buyer's agent, I'm like, look, you're not paying for that solar. That will not do jack crap for that house. That's such a tiny, tiny solar system.
Mm-hmm.
Those 20 fence panels, no. Mm-hmm. But no, you gotta be able to recognize if you can recognize the red flags or the actual benefits to some of the solar projects. Let's throw some of the fear of the solar industry out, because guess what? There's a ton of homes in Houston that will be sold in the next decade. Mm-hmm. And if you're not the person that is green energy certified or that understands how solar works, then you're going to lose out on those homes.
Is solar an advantage to someone that has it after a natural disaster and the electricity's been cut out?
So it depends.
Once the sun comes back out?
So it depends. So traditional solar for the past 5 years, really, in Houston, you do not get functionality out of your solar panels when the grid goes down unless you have one of those $15,000 batteries, mm-hmm. right? When the grid shuts down, it shuts down the solar. They talk to each other. Because if I'm a linesman out fixing the grid and my solar that's not being used 100% in my house starts backfeeding that line, I could kill a man. So it has an automatic shutdown, right? Mm-hmm. So it gets redirected and rerouted to another switch that turns on if you have battery backup. That reads, when the grid shuts down, I turn on, and now all that solar energy is pumped to the battery, which still feeds into the house, right? So you got to spend more money. There's not a lot of savings when you have traditional rooftop solar, and then you have to add the battery banks. Some people are like, I don't care. Give me 5 battery banks. I want my AC after Hurricane Beryl hits
5
again.
battery banks at $15,000.
Oh my
each?
gosh, you get a little discount when you buy more volume. But there's people I know. There's a
guy.
guy, awesome, Gage Mueller. I believe he sold a guy 12 to 16 Tesla Powerwalls up in Huntsville. This guy put out like a solar farm next to his barn dominium, and he banked 12 times, 13, almost 200. I don't even know. I can't do math. 150 kilowatt hours a day he banked into his Powerwall system. So he would have 150 kilowatt hours used. Average house is used like 50, right? This guy would have 3 days of energy if a storm knocked out his power, right?
Wow.
So again, that's the expensive side to it. What am I bringing to the table now with the fence solar? So you can have solar on your house, and maybe you're saying to yourself, man, my bills are still high. Even though I have solar, my bills still suck. The solar that we install on the fence, it basically overrides the solar that's coming off your roof. Our solar is going to be used first when it loops through the house, so that you can do nothing but bank more credits with the solar that's on the roof. Okay. The other thing that our system does is, whether you have solar or not, is you just need some kind of electrical push to operate your electric panel. So like a low-end Duramax generator, $1,500 install with a switch. As long as that thing comes on and pumps a little juice into your electric panel, our product, since it's completely off grid, when the grid goes down, as long as we feel the current, we can feed into it. So that's how our fence solar has an advantage over everything that's on the rooftop right now.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So how do people find Lance Edwards and the company that you represent if they're interested in solar?
So other than being on Kevin's Korner, I am also Grizzy's Hood News certified. So she does interviews with me once a month as well.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I think I've seen those.
Yeah, she's pretty awesome. She has over 1 million followers in Houston. She does some off-the-wall stuff. It's awesome.
Nice.
She's a very good reporter, very sweet person. She really does love her city. So we advertise with her. We're in several magazines. And then we're also on Facebook, of course, Triple C Power Roofing. Trying to work on Instagram and TikTok even. So we're going to start pumping out more content there. Texas Solar Guy on YouTube. I'm starting to YouTube just like you. Trying to hang out with the cool kids like Kevin.
Hey, video's where it's at,
right?
man.
Right?
Videos, it's number one way to market anything today.
And I also have a Facebook page called Houston Power Roofing by Lance Edwards.
Okay.
So there's different ways to reach out to me. I have 2 Facebook accounts, so look for the one in Richmond, Texas. I think I'm suited up in the picture. And I also have LinkedIn, so, I know that your crowd is real high upper echelon, So all you business professionals out there on LinkedIn, hit me up. I tend to post a lot of my content now on LinkedIn before Facebook. I linked up with a business builder, CRM concept, SM Biz through BNI, and this guy hooked me up with this like one page. I just do one click and my video goes to all my platforms. Love it.
Yeah.
It's like a social news desk type app for those that might have worked in journalism in the past. But I love the system. So now that I have the one click and spread it, I can spend more time making content and spreading the word rather than thumb warring it. Oh, I'm a warrior, and getting it out everywhere.
I'm old school. I'm a warrior.
You got to do it. Well, yeah.
Well, I can post to 2 different platforms in 7 different places from my phone in less than 2 minutes.
Right.
So, but you just got to be figured out how to do it. You got to be taught. But
I'm totally capable of making a reel. I just don't do it.
Yeah.
I think I'm funny.
He's as honest as he could be.
Yeah, I just don't do it.
So how do
Sorry,
people,
business coach.
How do people get a hold of you?
So here's the deal, Kevin. If people see this video and they need a roof,
Because he also does roofs too,
or they want a solar project, we're going to give them $1,000 off that price. Well, he's just going to mark up the price. No, our price is $425 per square on the 50-year Timberline HDZ roof, and I'll give you $1,000 off that price. And then also, every solar panel that we're installing through Craftstone is about $500 per panel. So basically, if you get 10 panels, you're going to pay the price of 8. So I'll give you $1,000 off. Right?
Very cool. Thank you for that.
And so you're going to text me at 1-855-766-1990. That's 1-855-766-1990. And you're just going to text Kevin. If I get a message that says Kevin, first of all, I'm going to run down here to 1 Sugar Creek Way, and I'm going to knock on floor 10's window and be like, Kevin, we got a text.
We got it.
Yes. But also for those that are looking to get a roof, especially real estate agents, what I offer to partners of Kevin and anybody that I meet through Trek CE courses, I do no deposits down
Yeah, I was going to
for
ask you about that.
sellers,
Yeah.
right? It's a big thing. It just helps out. So you got that buyer; they're just real adamant about having to replace that roof before they put the offer in on that house or finalize that roof off that home offer. You can go to your seller. You can get the price from me. I already told you what the price per square is going to be. I'll give that discount. And the cool thing is, I don't take any money down. I'll have that material delivered the day of the closing. All you gotta do is shoot me a text and say, it's official, it's closed, you can install it tomorrow. I'll have the crew on standby, ready to go. We'll get that bad boy installed, and then you can pay me at title. So I'll go
Right.
pick up the check a week later,
Yeah.
right? Now, there's no risk to me, because obviously I'm not gonna do the work until the signature's on the dotted line.
Right.
But I can have the materials there and ready to go. And everybody's happy. The seller doesn't have to bring money out of pocket up front to replace something on a house that, what happens if it doesn't go through and you just replace the roof? It's a huge risk.
Yeah, it is.
So instead of just taking money and scraping it off the price of the house and the value of the house, let's just leave it at closing and make sure that thing closes, and then we'll come in and do the work. And the best part is, I'm not building that warranty on the seller. I now have a warranty with a one-time transferable going for the first time into the buyer's name. So if that buyer ends up moving 10 years down the road, they still have a warranty that's good, because we have a 50-year GAF System Plus roof warranty.
Okay.
So it just brings extra value to the buyer as well, right?
Well, it brings extra value, and it helps real estate agents sell houses faster and
Right.
more efficiently. So
So
And it makes
so
it-
so $1,000 off and no deposit down, pay at closing.
and it makes it easier for the buyer to get into a house with a new roof.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have to move all the teddy bears and the slides in the background, and their kids can go show up to the house for the first time with the roof done,
Yeah.
rather than moving in and then having a bunch of 40,000 nails hacked and sawed off and on the roof.
Let's not talk
Nobody
about.
wants to sit around doing this all day.
Yeah, let's not talk about the nightmares. Awesome, guys. So in today's episode, we have got more information about solar than we anticipated. So let's thank Mr. Lance Edwards for all the great information. If you're a real estate agent and you are looking for more information about how to handle what to do with homes that do have solar on them, you need to talk to Lance. You need to come to his CE classes. And I think I've learned more about the fence solar panels than I ever thought I knew today.
Yeah,
So thank you, Bob, for that.
it's fresh.
Yeah.
It's fresh.
It's a new idea, and it seems to be taking on some
It
legs.
is.
So,
It is.
and if you're just interested in a roof or solar panels for your roof or house or your clients or your families or anything, give them a call, or better yet, text Kevin to
1-855-766-1990.
awesome.
So I got that 1-800 voice. Hey, 1-855-766-1990.
Remember the Kmart blue light special aisle? Yeah. So that's what you got right there.
I love it. I love it.
So this is Lance Edwards with Triple C Solar.
Yeah, Triple C Power Roofing,
Power
Triple C Solar.
Triple C Solar.
Look us up. We got 5-star ratings across the board on Google. So we're
Awesome.
located in Richmond, Katy, Sugar Land, all this area, Fort Bend County. We love it. We're from here. Grew up here. This is home. So
Awesome. So you guys, this has been episode number 108 of Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you to everybody that I work with for the ability to do this podcast. And if you're watching and you want to be on it, 832-654-0527. Until next week, you guys have a great weekend. We will see you next week.
all right.